All right, ladies and gentlemen, I figured I'd just give you a quick update on what I thought in regards to the Oscar nominations that were just released this morning. I wasn't up early this morning for the nominations. I believe it was announced at 8:30 here on the East Coast. Although I figured that my cornucopious amount of sleep was necessary, seeing as I'm a college student. But now that I am up, I will run down the nominations that were released, and I will give my thoughts on who I think will win in each category and who I think should win. So let's start with Best Picture. We've got American Hustle, Captain Phillips, Dallas Buyers Club, Gravity, Her, Nebraska, Philomena, 12 Years a Slave, and The Wolf of Wall Street. So, I have not seen two of these movies. I've yet to see Nebraska and Philomena. I know nothing about Philomena, full disclosure, but I know that Alexander Payne, I'm not sure if he directed Nebraska. I'm pretty sure he did, but I know I'm definitely going to have to watch that at some point before the show because Alexander Payne, he did Sideways and The Descendants, which are two of my favorite movies of the last 10 years. Now, in terms of who I think will win, I think the obvious favorite right now is 12 Years a Slave. I know there's a lot of traction behind Gravity, but if the 2009 Oscars are any indication where a lot of people were expecting Avatar to win, but instead the Hurt Locker won, I really truly believe that the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, they're a very much more conservative organization, and I believe that they are looking more for substance in film rather than spectacle. Although Gravity is a fantastic movie, it definitely doesn't deserve to be called an all-around great film because, let's face it, it's very much like Avatar, where it's just an absolute dazzling experience to watch, but the script, there was just nothing special. Whereas 12 Years a Slave, it invoked very serious emotions within you. It's on a bunch of people's top 10 lists this year, and I believe, it really, really deserves to win. Even though Captain Phillips is my favorite of the year, I believe that 12 Years a Slave is all around the best made film. Best Actor: Christian Bale for American Hustle, Bruce Dern for Nebraska, Leonardo DiCaprio for Wolf of Wall Street, Chiwetel Ejiofor for 12 Years a Slave, and Matthew McConaughey for Dallas Buyers Club. So, a couple days ago, I posted on my Facebook who I thought was going to be the nominations for Best Actor. And I got 3 of the 5 of them right. I got Leonardo DiCaprio, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Matthew McConaughey. I really did not expect Christian Bale to be nominated for American Hustle. I mean, it's not that Christian Bale did a bad job. I just believe that there were a few other performances that came out this year that obviously overtopped them. Bruce Dern, I have nothing to say. Like I said, I still need to see Nebraska, so I can't really say whether he deserves it or not. I just know that there's not a lot of traction behind him. As for who should win, this is the toughest category for me to choose because Leonardo DiCaprio, if it weren't for him, Wolf of Wall Street would have been all in all between a mediocre and a decent movie. So if he won it, he would deserve it. But if Chiwetel Ejiofor won, I wouldn't complain either, because he brought so much emotional depth to that role. And Matthew McConaughey, this is really his year. He was amazing in Mud, and he was amazing in this movie. And he won the Golden Globe for it, which I know the Golden Globe isn't a prestigious award in any sense. The show is just fun to watch. But again, if he won that award, I would have absolutely no qualms about anybody else losing it. However, I will say this, for Best Actor, I believe that Tom Hanks in Captain Phillips was totally snubbed for this. I really believe that he gave one of the best performances of this year and totally far better than the job that Christian Bale did. Maybe Michael B. Jordan for Fruitvale Station. He could have taken over Christian Bale or Bruce Dern, but it's just a jam-packed year in terms of the jobs that people did. Best Actress: Amy Adams for American Hustle, Cate Blanchett for Blue Jasmine, Sandra Bullock for Gravity, Judi Dench for Philomena, and Meryl Streep for August Osage County. Osage? I don't know. So in terms of who I think will win, Amy Adams, I believe, will win this. She got the Golden Globe for it. She was really the best part of that movie. Every time she was on screen, it's just you couldn't not pay attention. Although I know there's a lot of traction behind Cate Blanchett right now, so it's a toss-up between those two. I know Meryl Streep's definitely not going to win it. Sandra Bullock, although she did a really, really good job being in a mostly CG environment. Judi Dench, like I said, I have no idea of how well she did in that movie. I'm fairly sure she did a good job, seeing as it's Judi Dench. But right now, I believe it's a toss-up between Amy Adams and Cate Blanchett. So if I were to go with my gut, Amy Adams will win and should win. Best Supporting Actor. Barkhad Abdi for Captain Phillips. I'm really glad he got nominated for that. Bradley Cooper for American Hustle. Michael Fassbender for 12 Years a Slave. Jonah Hill for Wolf of Wall Street. Jared Leto for Dallas Buyers Club. It's a very solid list. I'm not really sure I'd put Bradley Cooper on there, but I can't really think off the top of my head who else I would replace him with. I think Jared Leto is a lock for this movie. He was just incredible in Dallas Buyers Club, and I know the Oscars are very much favorable for roles where there's a complete transformation, like Heath Ledger won for the Joker back in 2008 for The Dark Knight. Complete transformation, nobody would have known. I completely forgot that I was watching Heath Ledger while watching that movie. But anyways, besides the point, I think I would be disappointed if Jared Leto didn't win, because I really truly believe that he's a lock for this. But if Jonah Hill won, I wouldn't be totally against that, because he was the heart of Wolf of Wall Street. He was, other than Leonardo DiCaprio, he was the best part of that movie. Although Michael Fassbender, he did an amazing job in 12 Years a Slave as well. And Barkhad Abdi, oh my god, he was just terrifying in Captain Phillips. But yeah, I would say, if you're going to put your money on it, go with Jared Leto. Best Supporting Actress, Sally Hawkins for Blue Jasmine, Jennifer Lawrence for American Hustle, Lupita Nyong'o for 12 Years a Slave, Julia Roberts for August Osage County, and June Squibb for Nebraska. Now, my opinion in regards to this particular category is pretty undeveloped. I have not seen Blue Jasmine, and I haven't seen August Osage County or Nebraska. So all I have here to give my opinion on is Jen Lawrence and Lupita. I really don't think Jennifer Lawrence was anything that special in American Hustle. I mean, she's good. I mean, she's Jennifer Lawrence, for God's sakes, but I'm pretty sure there were like 10 other people you could have put on this list. Yes, she did win the Golden Globe, but like I said, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't mean anything. If I were to go with my gut, I'd say Lupita Nyong'o for 12 Years a Slave is probably the one to go with. Best Director, I don't even have to read down this list. It's Alfonso Cuarón for Gravity. There's no other way anybody else is going to win this award. I mean, Steve McQueen, if he won it, he'd deserve it, but I think it'd be a great disrespect to the amazing job that Alfonso Cuarón did in making Gravity such a visual, perfect marvel. Best Original Screenplay, like, I don't even have to read down the list. Spike Jonze is going to win it for Her. Her was just an amazing script. I'd be absolutely livid if he doesn't win the Oscar this year for Her. Best Adapted Screenplay, Richard Linklater, Julie Delpy, and Ethan Hawke for Before Midnight, Billy Ray for Captain Phillips, Steve Coogan and Jeff Pope for Philomena, John Ridley for 12 Years a Slave, and Terrence Winter for The Wolf of Wall Street. I haven't seen Before Midnight. I promise I will before the Oscar season. I heard it's a fantastic movie. Billy Ray, I know he's not going to win because there's a lot of controversy about the truth behind the events in that movie. I still haven't seen Philomena, like I said. John Ridley, I believe, will most likely win for 12 Years a Slave, just for the absolutely vivid and horrific portrayal of slavery in the United States at that time. Terrence Winter definitely doesn't belong. Well, maybe he does. See, the thing is, with The Wolf of Wall Street, it's a very, very good movie, but the editing in it was absolutely horrendous. About half an hour to 40 minutes of that movie could have been cut down, and it could have been an absolute Martin Scorsese masterpiece. But if you're aware of stuff that happened behind that movie, they had to edit it quickly together so that it could become a contender for this year's Oscars. So I really can't give my opinion on it either way. So I really think that John Ridley's going to win for 12 Years a Slave. Best Animated Feature, it's going to be Frozen. No question about it. For Best Cinematography, probably go to Gravity. I'm really disappointed that Stoker, which was done by the director of Oldboy, wasn't on there, because even though that movie on the whole wasn't anything really great, it was just a beautiful film to watch in terms of just visual metaphors and stuff like that. Oh my god. One other thing. Best visual effects. Gravity, The Hobbit, The Decimation of Smog. The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smog, Iron Man 3, The Lone Ranger, and Star Trek Into Darkness. The Lone Ranger and Iron Man 3 shouldn't be on this list. You know what should be on this list? Pacific Rim and Man of Steel. Period. Those movies are just, oh my god. Guys, if you haven't seen Pacific Rim, if you have like a big TV at your home and you want to have an amazing experience just watching robots kicking the crap out of huge ass monsters, please get it. It's just an absolutely stunning movie to watch. Cost hundreds of millions of dollars. You can see every single penny put into every single detail on screen in that movie. And Man of Steel, obviously, you know how I feel about that. So in terms of who I think is going to win, obviously Gravity. Even though when Smaug shows up in The Hobbit, my jaw was just completely dropped. So if The Hobbit won, I'd have no qualms about it. So yeah, that's about it. So I'm just going to cut this off now just in case, I'm sorry if I bored you guys, but these are just my general impressions. If you have any thoughts yourselves, please put them in the comment box below. I'd be sorry, I'm just stumbling over my words. Very glad to hear them and debate them with you. So guys, have a awesome week, and I'll talk to you later.